Welcome back to the Ross Bolen podcast, presented by Bolen Media. I am Ross Bolen, joined today by producer Kade Orris. Kade, say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
Gang. Before we dive into today's topics, this is the final episode of Call Your Grandparents Month 2023. Every year in August, we encourage our listeners to call their grandparents if they're lucky enough to have them, and attempt to hold a conversation that's genuine with the oldest living members of their families in an effort to learn more about their lives, about life in general, and soak up all the knowledge we can before they're gone forever. Friday is the first day of September, so these are the last couple of days for you to fulfill your obligations as a listener of this podcast and call your grandparents. Get it done. On that note, as of last week's ad-free exclusive episode on patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast, we have officially reinstated legal obligations for listeners and viewers of this podcast. As such, you are legally required to tell 3 people about the show every week. That's the quota. You can fulfill your quota by sharing one of our clips or memes on social media, by using word of mouth to tell friends and family that this is the greatest show ever created and they simply must listen. Or, if you're in college, by shouting the Ross Bolen podcast at people you pass in the quad on the way to class. It's totally normal behavior. Or if you're in an office, by waiting for a coworker to go to the bathroom and then pulling up the podcast on their computer so it's just playing when they get back. Those are all sound strategies, kid.
Yeah. Could also hit them up at the water cooler, too.
Utilize that water cooler, man. Gives you something to talk about, you know? So call your grandparents, share the show. Now it's time for our first segment. Let's go. Back on Tuesday, a Tuesday in July, I noticed the official X account of the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, as it is known, and X is obviously the app formerly known as Twitter. They tweeted this: explore 7 activities to get a natural high that doesn't involve drugs. From creative expression to outdoor adventures, these activities can give you a natural high that lasts. Hashtag Tip Tuesday.
So are they giving tips every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday. It's Tip Tuesday, Kade, and the DEA is here for you with tips.
That's huge.
It is. I didn't realiase this until I saw this Tip Tuesday.
Apparently I need to follow
Absolutely.
the DEA now.
You have to. So here are the 7 activities. That was the text in the tweet that I just read you. And then there was a short animated video attached, all right, that suggests 7 activities that the DEA deems appropriate to give you a natural high. And here they are. So here are the 7 activities. Number 1, take a hike or go to the beach. It's the most sweltering summer on record in human history, and most of us don't live near a beach. But sure, yeah, let's go for a hike or go to the beach. Great advice. Actually, at the beginning of the summer, I was going on weekly hikes with a friend of mine because I live in a great hiking area. Like behind my house, there's not more houses. It's just woods and hiking trails and biking trails, which is one of the main reasons I moved into the house. But I had no idea that the summer after I moved in would be this summer, where it has been like 110 degrees every day and generally not enjoyable to be outside. So we had to stop doing these hikes because the odds of one of us dying skyrocketed with the legitimately dangerous temperatures. And at this point, I would argue it's more safe to smoke crack than it is to hike in this heat.
It also is a bummer if you aren't by a beach. Like that kind of just takes it out for you.
Yeah,
already.
You mean like 99% of us?
Yeah.
Like the strong majority of the population does not just have the ability to just, drive on over to the beach for the day.
Yeah, most of those beaches aren't good beaches either. So
they're not. And this is number 1. We're just on number 1. Take a hike or go to the beach. Not off to a hot start.
Yeah. I would like to hike more. I do have a friend that hikes. A little bit, I think. I just don't know where to go. And like you said, it's also 100 degrees the past
you go behind my house, but now you can't do, maybe a month from now.
Yeah.
But right now, it's legitimately not safe.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Number 2, pick up a new sport. So they stopped short of directly suggesting pickleball.
That was my initial thought right there.
Which is good. But they did say pick a new sport instead of try a new sport, which makes me think they had pickleball on the brain and that they're just part of the big pickleball initiative, the DEA. All in all, it's a good piece of advice. Although, like most NBA players, I would argue sports are even more fun on drugs.
Oh, I would second that for sure.
So I'm not, I'm just saying.
I mean, playing sports while you're high is probably one of the better feelings. And you just play. You're more loose. You play better.
Sure.
So
confidence is up.
Oh, absolutely.
Energy in some cases. But yeah, so the first two are really like you could summarize these two: take a hike or go to the beach or pick up a new sport with like do some physical activity. Right.
Right.
I mean, I get that not negative things that they're encouraging here, but also very general and strange so far. Number 3 gets even weirder. Go to an amusement park. But just like with the beach, this tip is assuming a lot. Like, what if you're not near an amusement park? What if this is like a fucking vacation you have to take to get to an amusement park? Not everyone lives in a major metropolitan area with a Six Flags and a beach right there. We live in the real world. Kade, when's the last time you went to an amusement park?
It's been quite a while, I think. I think it was like the summer before my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like every summer, me and my friends would go to, what's it called? It's not Six Flags. It's Cedar Point. No, not Cedar Point.
Is this in Indiana?
No, it's in Ohio.
Ohio!
Yeah.
I have to do it.
You do?
Every time.
Well, Cedar Point was one of them, and then there's another one that's like kind of similar to it. I forget.
So this would have been like 7 years ago?
Yeah.
6 years ago?
Oh, Kings Island.
Kings Island. That's a tight name.
Yeah, no, that's a.
Is it a water park?
I think it has both.
Okay,
but it's
yeah.
mostly like an amusement park.
Yeah.
They got some really good rides there. Always enjoyed going there. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I've been to amusement park.
Some coasters?
Yeah, they got some coasters.
You a coaster guy?
I did it when I was younger. I was like, no, those like terrify the shit out of me. But now I'm like, now I'm more grown up. I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. I always think like the worst would happen. Like I'd get like my head chopped off on like one of the rides or something. Yeah,
roller coasters become a lot more fun when you don't care if you'll die or not.
Yeah.
That's when they're most enjoyable.
Now probably like the most thing I worry about is like dropping my phone or something. That's always like in the back of my mind.
That's sad.
That's just gone forever.
You just got to wear appropriate shorts if you're going to the amusement park.
Yeah.
Zipper, Velcro, something to keep your phone safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I was, just as an aside, I was on Instagram yesterday and I follow Kodak Black, known rapper Kodak Black. And he went live, so he's live on Instagram, okay? He's on a roller coaster, okay? It's like it's not like the intense part yet. It's like working its way toward.
It's like going up.
Yeah, it wasn't
making
going
the climb.
I don't know where it was going, but it wasn't climbing really. It was kind of a flat. Like maybe it had just finished. But live on Instagram, he lights a blunt, okay, and he's showing like the view. The view of his camera is like it's just all these very goofy, average-looking white people. That he's surrounded by. It's not like his whole crew took up the whole car or something like that.
He's
is
not
what I'm
running
saying.
out the park.
Him and his girl in the that's their row, and then everybody else is like goofy old white people. He lights a blunt, and he's just blowing smoke the whole like all over the whole car, and you could tell the guy behind him is not only trying to shield his face. He's like a 50-year-old gentleman. He was just disturbed by. Anyway, he didn't stay live long because I think somebody probably told him like, dude, what you put? There are children here. He's like clearly at an amusement park.
So he was double fisting too. Like he had the blunt in one hand and phone in the other.
Yes.
Couldn't even put it. Well, I guess you could put his hands up, but
that's why I think it might have been like after it ended. Like he was like, we survived. I'll celebrate with this blunt and a good old fashioned Instagram live.
He didn't think he was gonna make it. He thought he was gonna get his head chopped off.
He spends a lot of time going live. He also recently made the news for falling asleep while live on Instagram and concerning fans because he just kind of nodded off as people do when they're on drugs. Since we're talking about the DEA and roller coasters, I figured we might as well talk about Kodak Black on Instagram Live, which is ironic because number 4 on the DEA's 7 activities suggested for a natural high is take Instagram more seriously. I'm not making these up if you're listening and you're like, what is happening right? This is real tips on hashtag Tip Tuesday that the DEA gave us to achieve a natural high instead of using drugs. Take Instagram more seriously. I really genuinely don't even know what the fuck that means. Take Instagram more seriously. It makes me wonder how much money Mark Zuckerberg is sending to the DEA annually for this statement to be included. Do they mean like try to become an influencer?
Maybe, but I feel like that's just like even worse for your mental health.
What do you take seriously about it? It definitely is, first of all social media is detrimental to your mental health.
It should stay off social media.
Yes. Take your real life more seriously and stay the fuck off social media. But it says take Instagram more seriously, which is like taking Instagram too seriously is the reason 80% of drug users do what they do. And when I get on my Instagram at this point, here's how the feed goes. First of all, in the top left corner, I see that Kodak Black is live. And then right below that is the first post. And it's a t-shirt company telling me that I should buy their t-shirts because my t-shirts are making me look fat. This is what everybody in their mid-30s that's a man gets on Instagram. We get the same fucking ads.
In those, BYL t-shirts? Or
it's just like, buy this boxy-ass t-shirt, and then it shows a guy like putting his arms up with his t-shirt on, and it like exposes his belly. Mm-hmm. And then it shows him with their t-shirt on, and he does it, and his fat belly doesn't pop out. And then I guess that's, you're supposed to be like, oh, fuck yeah.
That's the shirt I need. I've been looking for a shirt that doesn't
expose me
when I put my hands up. Yes, it's great if you're on roller coasters.
That's true. Tying it all together here. But then below that is a Lord of the Rings meme. Below that is like a fucking clip from TikTok that's just taken from another app. It's one of the NPC people that we'll talk about later, just doing something weird. And then below that is another fucking ad. There's no way to take Instagram seriously. It is an utter and complete joke. So I don't know what the hell they're getting at here with number 4. Take Instagram more seriously.
And why just Instagram? Like what? Didn't want to mention
what about X or TikTok?
Yeah. They're literally posting it on Twitter.
I'm telling you.
Should they not take Twitter more seriously?
I think it's that Meta gives the DEA money. It has to be. But I just if I was going to sit down and take this statement seriously, how would I approach Instagram with a level of seriousness that the DEA would approve of? Like what does that mean? Like make sure I get a good photo every day and put it up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is talking about like being a content creator. But like when I think about that, I just think about like the stupid influence. But like if there's like for something like I'm going to like cooking for some reason, like if you wanted to post like your cooking videos or whatever, like I feel like that makes sense. But
instead of doing drugs, I just don't see how you get a natural high from taking Instagram seriously. This is absurd advice.
But to go back to your DEA, Mark Zuckerberg thing, the DEA has probably caught a lot of people doing shit they shouldn't on Instagram Live.
That's true.
So, probably just throw them a bone.
They definitely monitor Kodak at this point.
For sure.
Yeah. Number 5, learn how to sing. I'm starting to feel like this entire list was created by AI, frankly. Like, who doesn't know how to sing?
Should say learn how to sing well.
Yeah, most people are terrible singers. And they're not going to derive a natural high from singing. I feel like learn how to play a musical instrument would have been a better one. That takes like a long time. It can be very rewarding. Mm-hmm. You can actually do something with it. The percentage of people that are going to learn how to sing, like what? By watching YouTube, like I don't hire a professional singing coach. What is the fuck? It's terrible tips.
I would love to learn how to sing though, like well.
Yeah, but you just either have it or you don't. I don't know there's fucking learning involved. You know? Some people just have bad voices, no pitch, no melody. You ever been to church? That's where they all are.
Yeah, God needs to tell them, like, hey, no, you're good. You don't have to sing this one.
That's one thing I learned in church, that most people sing like shit. My mom was always a decent singer. So I'd always have at least one voice near me that was like relatively on key. but then I was just surrounded by just the worst, flattest, most off-key shit you've ever heard in your life in church. Learn how to sing for a natural high so that you don't do drugs.
And again, ironically, most singers
on drugs.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Amy Winehouse? Bob Marley? They're all high. All of them.
All the other ones, yeah.
And the others, yeah, those two specifically, though, you know, those. Number 6, play. Wait for it. Video games. Do you ever think the DEA would instruct you to play video games for a natural high instead of doing drugs? And again, ironically, most gamers stoned off their gourd. I really don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Play video games. Also, I'm pretty confident that just like with Instagram, that they have proven through studies that playing video games for more than like an hour at a time, bad for your brain. Actually not good. So I don't play video games. Take Instagram more seriously. Learn how to sing. Go to an amusement park. Pick a new sport. Take a hike or go to the beach. And then finally, number 7, perhaps my favorite, visit animals.
Go to a petting zoo or a zoo, I guess.
Visit what narc-ass DEA's social media intern made this list, decided on 7 tips, and then just forced this final one in like fuck it because they had to have one more. Visit animals. Yeah, it has to be the zoo, right? Where else do you visit animals? I get you petting zoo, but that still has zoo in it.
Yeah.
Wander into the forest and talk to the birds.
Yeah, I guess you just go find some animals and interact with them. Try to play with them if you can.
Like
I mean,
kick it with them. Don't kick the animal.
Yeah.
Wasn't suggesting that.
But I mean, I just go into the forest or like the safari and just kick it with the animals.
I don't know, man. This is the most bizarre list. So then in closing, it says, don't let boredom be one of the reasons you try drugs. Try these fun activities and get a natural high. So just to recap, number 1, take a hike or go to the beach. Number 2, pick up a new sport. Number 3, go to an amusement park. Number 4, take Instagram more seriously. Number 5, learn how to sing. Number 6, play video games. And number 7, visit animals.
And I feel like doing all these would be so much better on drugs too.
Yes, and I just don't know how you could possibly make a less effective, more idiotic list. This is among the worst lists for anything I've ever seen, and I've been on the internet for a long time. The DEA is slacking.
Isn't like the DEA supposed to be really smart? Isn't it supposed to be filled with smart people?
Apparently not.
Maybe not on their marketing team,
their
social media team.
This is like somebody on mushrooms made this list. You know what I'm saying? Like take a hike, go to the beach, go to an amusement park.
What sounds so fun right now?
Maybe Instagram should be taken more seriously, or like you could learn how to sing, or just play video games and visit animals. What a fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I gave them a follow because I can't miss gold like this. The entire account is absurd. Aside from hashtag Tip Tuesday, they also celebrate hashtag Fugitive Friday, where they highlight one fugitive from the law in hopes that the public will help them, round that fugitive up.
Oh, it's not like a famous fugitive or something?
No. It's just like
some random
criminal
that's just out on the street. And
yes, it's hashtag Fugitive Friday, dude. And then they have hashtag Making the Case Monday, where they basically explain like how they put a case together against a criminal. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, go look at it. It's like at DEA official. Like they didn't even just get at DEA. It's like some other variation of it. But this was shocking to me. I didn't even see this myself. My wife sent it to me and she was like, what the hell is this? Why is the DEA suggesting kids? The thing that she was most shocked by was that they're suggesting that people play video games. She was disgusted with that. Not, visit animals.
Or take Instagram more seriously.
Just insane. I can't, this is This is what our war on drugs tax dollars are going towards. The DEA's social media account where they pump out advice like this. I can't believe it. It's amazing. Now, more people are going to do drugs as a result of this list than will avoid them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Without a doubt. This year, I've been focused on taking my workout routine to new, more effective heights, and FitBod has allowed me to really accomplish that goal and get in significantly better shape. Whatever your fitness level is or what your goals are, FitBod builds a dynamic workout plan just for you and optimizes future workouts based on your personal progress. Today's episode is brought to you by FitBod. With a four-year-old and a baby at the house, I don't have time to plan my own workouts or make sure I have enough different workouts to keep my body guessing or keep track of my own workouts, and that's where FitBod comes in. It learns from your previous workouts and adapts as you improve. You can start making progress towards your fitness goals today with 25% off a FitBod subscription using our special URL. You just pick a fitness goal, select your equipment. FitBod will create a custom workout program for you. Whether you've been missing gym time or just hit a plateau, FitBod will build a workout plan individualized to you. The app switches up your exercises to avoid overtraining or burnout while keeping your workouts fresh and fun. Your program also changes based on your personal progress for maximized results. Whether you work out in the weight room or in your living room, go to the gym, or in the garage like me, FitBod has you covered. Learn new movements the right way with over 1,400 HD demonstration videos. So if you get to one that you're like, I don't know how to do this, that's fine. They've got a video of somebody showing you exactly how to do it. It's like having a personal trainer in your pocket. A full year of FitBod is less than the cost of a single session with a personal trainer, by the way. I've been using the FitBod app for several months now for every single one of my workouts. It is legitimately fucking awesome. I have done 20 FitBod workouts this month in August. I'm on a roll, Kade.
It's huge. Nice.
Thank you. High five. Yeah. Before I started using FitBod, I did the exact same workouts every time I worked out for really over like 2 years, and that shit was not doing anything for my body. FitBod is the future. Makes me work out muscles I hadn't used in 20 years. It has everything you wish those other apps had. Wherever you are in your fitness journey, get the most out of every workout with FitBod. Get 25% off your subscription at fitbod.me/Ross. That's FITBOD.me/ROSS. Fitbod.me/Ross. All right, I've got a couple insane headlines of the day for you. The first one is really just for fun. I guess they're both fun, but the first one is significantly less depressing than the second one, so I'll just cue you up with that. World Gravy Wrestling Championship held in Rosendale. I didn't even know there was gravy wrestling, period, much less a World Gravy Wrestling Championship, but the story is from the BBC, and the photos are really the best part of the story, which is perfect for podcasting. So use the Google machine and pull up images from the World Gravy Wrestling Championship for added entertainment value. From the BBC, wrestlers donned fancy dress and grappled in a gravy-filled pool for the 15th annual World Gravy Wrestling Championships. The event at the Rosen Bowl pub in Rosendale raises money for the East Lancashire Hospice, which supports people with life-limiting illnesses. So it's for a good cause, on top of being generally enjoyable looking. Competitors battle in 2-minute bouts watched by hundreds of spectators. The judges award points on entertainment value as well as the wrestling. So it sounds like you could actually win without winning. Like if you're the more entertaining of the two,
you can lose the fight, but you can still
win the match. Yeah. The men's event on Monday was won by Raven Gravy. The dude's last name is Gravy.
Oh, that's not like a wrestler name he came up with. It's just
maybe it is.
Raven Gravy.
That's possible.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty ironic if he was, got into his teens and was like, well, last name Gravy. I got to participate in the gravy wrestling. It says, the Baku Bavarian took the women's title. So those must be what does Raven mean? Like Raven, like
I think it's
super exciting gravy?
Yeah, it's all the rave.
Yeah. It says wrestler Tommy Jupiter, who did an exhibition match at halftime, said, once you get in there, it's a totally different beast. My opponent's eyes and ears were full of gravy, and he was completely disoriented, but we got through it. It was very, very slippy. I tried to arm drag him at one point, and he just slid right off. But the atmosphere was electric, and the whole event ran incredibly smoothly. So yeah, I guess that's part of it. It's like oil wrestling.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that scene from Old School.
Yeah.
When they do, I think it's what lube
Yeah,
wrestling.
Blue dies.
Yeah, R.I.P. Blue.
That's my boy. He's dead now. But yeah, no, it's just that except with gravy, which I feel like I'd be tempted to eat. Dude, I love gravy, dude. And this is like brown gravy if you're looking at the photos. Which when I get mashed potatoes from Luby's, I always get brown gravy.
See, I'm more of a chicken gravy. It's a little lighter.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. But I mean, I still like the brown gravy. It's good.
I'm not looking for light, though. I'm looking for dark gravy. That's what I like.
Yeah. But now I'm wondering why the DEA didn't mention
this
gravy wrestling in their 7 activities for a natural high instead of doing drugs.
Yeah, it would have been better than visit animals. The photos are sick, though. I mean, literally and metaphorically, like, disgusting and awesome. These people are wild.
Some of them are jacked, too.
Super jacked. Like gladiator-looking motherfuckers out there just like... Well, in some cases, they have like a dude who's extremely jacked fighting like a very average physique person, which is hilarious. I would absolutely go to this high.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. I'm kind of curious, though, like... No, they award points for entertainment value, but like what does that look like? What are they giving points for?
I think what I believe is being implied is that these wrestlers do in fact practice with each other before getting out there in the gravy. And so if your like routine is entertaining, you know, if you fucking body slam somebody, or like if you're two chicks, if you make out, like you get points for that.
Yeah. I am seeing a guy with like a Rey Mysterio mask on, so you think like costume plays a factor?
Yep. I'm also seeing a set of gentlemen that have enormous boxing gloves on, like way oversized, comically large boxing gloves, which is confusing because it specifically states wrestling.
Yeah. Not world gravy boxing.
Yeah. Strange. But all in all, it looks like good fun and for a good cause. I don't know why we don't have this. Sounds like it's just across the pond.
Yeah, we need to get Austin to set something up.
Yeah. You and I might have to be the founders.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't know where we're at on Patreon members, but if we get to a certain number, me and Ross will wrestle in some gravy.
That's fair. Let's say 1,500. That's all it takes. I think we'd have to double where we're at right now, but still, I'll let you whoop my ass in a big pool of gravy if we get to 1,500 patrons. Deal. Next headline. Pre-sale tickets for Firefest 2.0 are sold out despite having no announced lineup, location, or date. And before you freak out and kill yourself, there is some detail here that will help you feel better. Like this was a very limited amount of tickets, and my suspicion is that Billy McFarland bought all of them himself. I don't think 100 or however many, let's read some of the story. From Forbes, the first batch of tickets to Fire Festival 2 allegedly sold out in less than a day, beleaguered music festival co-founder Billy McFarland said Tuesday morning, 6 years after the ill-fated festival in the Bahamas went off the rails and after McFarland was jailed on fraud charges. The festival will allegedly once again take place in the Caribbean with a target date of December 6, 2024, though McFarland did not list a specific location. Revenue from ticket sales will be held in escrow until the final date of the music festival is finalized. And that date is subject to change, according to the event site. The remaining festival tickets will go on sale at a future date, with some premium levels priced for as high as $7,999. Now, we all remember Billy McFarland. We all watched one of the 2 Fire Festival documentaries that are out there. They're hysterical. I remember paying extremely close attention when this was unfolding because, I was deep in the content game, deep in the social media world, and from the day that they started pumping out influencer ads, I was like, what is this? Because it was like Emily Ratajkowski and Kendall Jenner, in bikinis on a boat, dancing around an island or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? What is this? This is insane. And it obviously turned into one of the biggest disasters in event history. And this dude ended up going to prison for a while. I think he did 2 years or something. A lot of it was in solitary confinement, which apparently is where he came up with the plan for Fire Festival 2.
Well, I hear that's where you make all your great ideas is in solitary.
In solitary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just need some time alone with yourself, and then you'll come up with the idea that makes you rich.
Just light bulb in your head, yeah.
There's many things to be said about this. First of all, I can't believe he just went with Fire Festival 2.
Just running it back.
Dude, typically people don't run it back when the first time was literally almost like life threatening. Like it was dangerous out there. And he still owes a shit ton of money to the Bahamas. I have no idea. Just like I couldn't figure out why the Egyptians would possibly let Travis Scott throw a concert at the pyramids of Giza. I really don't know why the Bahamian people would allow this slapdick to come back there at all, much less to try again. Just one more shot. That's all he needs.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't give up, which I can appreciate.
He's insane. This is insane. But here's my thought. I think he bought the tickets because I don't think there are that many people who are this stupid.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, you're right. I would, or I wouldn't. But it's like you're just setting money on fire. You don't know when it's going to be. You don't know where it's going to be. You don't even know what it's going to entail. Why would he not have come up with that information before putting the tickets on sale? It just reeks of him. It's like he wants to see if he can get in trouble again.
Yeah. And he's only given himself about a year, again, I think, to try and put this all together.
I mean, a year and a half. That's the other thing. Who the fuck buys tickets to a thing that failed the first time a year and a half out? Your hard-earned dollars going to Billy McFarland. And I love that he had to throw in there that all of the revenue from ticket sales is being held in escrow. So he can't just do the same bullshit scheme he did last time, where he was like taking money from some people, using it to pay back other people, and then borrowing more money to pay back other money, like basically running a little, what's it called? Ponzi scheme. But for festival goers and douchebag influencers. It's just too good to be true. I'm can't wait to see how it goes. I feel like in my gut, this will never happen. Like it won't actually occur.
No. Yeah, you won't get people there this time. It's going to fall through before.
Right? Like there's no way. Because who agrees to be a performer at this? I guess that would probably surprise me too.
Yeah, people do something for a check.
Yeah.
But if they get that check is still in question.
Right.
I just wonder if someone's going to have to suck dick for water again.
Dude, that... Andy had to suck. He was going to suck a cock to make sure they could get water for these folks. I hope that guy's involved. If he's not involved, I don't want anything to do with it. If he's in again, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. That was so goddamn funny, man. Fuck, I wonder what that guy's up to now. Sucking dick for water. He was the only person out there on the island who was willing to do what it took to save these people.
Whatever it takes, yeah.
He's going to go slob a local knob to get some Bahamian water to the people. But yeah, this is the last time I'll speak on this unless it happens.
And it goes horrible again.
Well, I mean, there's no way, there's no version of our timeline where the second one ends up being the greatest party ever and people just can't stop raving about how much fun they had at Firefest 2.0. I just don't see it.
Nah.
But targeting the Bahamas again is just irrational. Like, what the hell, man? At least pick a different fucking island chain. What are you doing? Haven't these people suffered enough as a result of your fraudulent behavior? Billy McFarland, one of the most hateable individuals on the planet. He's like up there with O.J. Simpson at this point. You know how O.J., like, he launched a Twitter account several years ago?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of his videos? He starts every one the same way. Yours truly.
No, I can't say I'm a follower of OJ on Twitter.
I followed for a couple of months because I had to see what the fuss was all about. My dad still follows him and brings it up every once in a while. And I'm like, Dad, stop giving O.J. Simpson attention. Stop it. Billy McFarland is like the same vein of like delusional, where he puts out these videos. He's like, all right, guys, we did it. Fire Festival 2 is officially happening. Tickets are on sale as of me pressing record. It's going to be the bomb.
Is he doing a Ja Rule again? Is there any mention of Ja Rule?
No, and if he's out, I'm also I need Andy and Ja to be there. They've got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
That's the squad. Billy McFarland, Ja Rule, and Andy, the guy who sucks dick for water, have to be the crew, or else how could you possibly be successful here? I just don't know. Also, it says that the premium level priced as high as $7,999. For what? It sounds like they don't even know yet. So he's just throwing numbers out at a wall like, yeah, some rich idiot will pay for this. Who? I mean, there's a lot of morons out there, but this is so next level dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't even tell you what you get. It just says premium level, $8,000.
Yeah, cough it up. Yeah, he even did the thing where you take it down $1 to make it seem slightly less than $8,000, $7,999.
I'm sure there's like some taxes in there too, or something.
Yeah, it bumps it up to $8,200.
Yeah,
fucking ridiculous. Billy McFarland, man, he's really going for it. I thought he would do something totally different. I was really looking forward to seeing what his next fraud scheme would be. I'm kind of disappointed that he couldn't even come up with something new. He's just running it back. But the brand value, Kade.
Oh, it skyrocketed.
Yeah.
See, I feel like he needs to try something in the States first.
Right?
Like, you know.
It's because he knows our regulations and regulators here will not allow him to pull this shit off. He has to do it in a foreign country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can we go? 2024.
No, man. I got
business
kids.
Trip.
This is a trip. This is strictly for suicidal people. I can't go because I feel like the chances of death are through the roof. If you pay any amount of money to put your life in Billy McFarland's hands, you are by definition suicidal. On some level, just like people who smoke cigarettes. On some level, you kind of want to die. If you're going to Fire Festival 2.0. Fucking madness. On a related note, football season is back. And if you're a sports bettor looking for a great platform to get your action that also supports our podcast, today's episode is also brought to you by MyBookie. Maybe you've never made a bet on sports, but you're a fan of the casino, but never bet online because you didn't really know where to go. I was in the same boat before I found MyBookie years ago, and I've never looked back. They've got all your sports betting needs covered, but also serve as your online casino with blackjack and all that. The website is awesome and easy to navigate from your phone or computer, and MyBookie has all the prop bets, live lines, alternate lines, and futures that you could possibly need for all the sports all year long. MLB regular season, we're coming down the home stretch here. Things are exciting, especially in my Houston Astros division, where we have a 3-way tie now as of last night for first place in the division, which has not happened since like the 1960s. It's going to be madness. There's like 24 games left or something like that, just a month left, basically. But also, we've got the NFL season kicking off. Obviously, we have, one more? This is the final weekend of preseason, I believe.
Yeah.
And then the season starts the week after that, but college football is back in full swing. Week 0 was this past weekend. Week 1 coming up this weekend. First, like, massive sports betting weekend of the new year, I would argue. But yeah, on MyBookie, they've got UFC fights, boxing matches, soccer, golf. They've got it all. And right now, if you join the MyBookie family using code ROSS at checkout to support the show, you will instantly receive a deposit bonus, giving you even more dough to throw at your favorite sporting event. So what are you waiting for? If you're already betting on sports elsewhere and you're down to do so on a great platform that also supports your favorite podcast, code ROSS at mybookie.ag is the way to do it, folks. Just use code ROSS to unlock that deposit bonus. Stipulations apply. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. In music/political news, Oliver Anthony, the dude who sings Rich Men North of Richmond, who I would have bet a decent amount of money would be performing that song at political rallies before the year's end, he has come out and stated that he does not support the right or the left. He supports the people, and he doesn't appreciate how Republican presidential candidates are utilizing his song and lyrics because, quote, I made that song about them.
It's almost as if they didn't even listen to the lyrics.
It is as if they didn't listen to the lyrics. But this is called not being a sellout. And I may be doing this too early, but I commend him for it because I was talking to a buddy about this, and he was like, yeah, give it a few months. And I was like, shit, you're probably right. But as of right now, it appears this dude is like a legitimate human being who does not want his art, for lack of a better term, to be utilized by forces that he does not support. And that applies to both the right and the left, which I can really identify with. And it's hard to be a dude like Oliver Anthony because you get pigeonholed once a group decides like, oh, this is for us.
Yeah, because it is like a country blues song.
Right.
And that typically leans more to the right.
Absolutely. Historically, yeah, for sure. Stereotypically. So he came out and he's been like really ragging on these people, saying like, I don't appreciate y'all hijacking my shit, basically. Making it about you when in fact the song is about you and you suck. I loved it. It made me very happy. I was super worried this was going to go the other direction. I was like 95% sure we'd see him performing that song at a Trump rally before August ended. And apparently that's not going to happen. So I will note Anthony did not apologize to obese people on welfare who enjoy fudge rounds. Still hasn't said anything about that. That's the funniest part of this whole ordeal to me.
Yeah, you just take a shot at them.
Like, I listened to the song, and I could see how a lot of people got through the first verse like, oh, hell yeah. And then it got to the second verse, and they were like, what the fuck? Because he just starts going off on fat people. Just like, what the hell? This song just like, I mean, there's some specific things that make Oliver Anthony upset, it turns out.
It's a great song, though.
No, dude, it's rare you hear something that you're like, that was some heartfelt shit. Like from the soul.
Yeah.
You know? With the lyrics that an 8-year-old could have written, but he sings it with that power.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a great voice.
He does. I watched the music video and I was like, yeah, that's a fucking hit right there. That shit's, by music video, I mean it's like him in the woods with a bunch of dogs behind him. The video itself is hilarious too. Everything about it is a little bit funny, but also a little bit awesome. And I'm so happy this is not going in the direction I thought it would. And I don't even mean that, like, again, there's going to be people listening who are like, oh, yeah, Ross, you're really happy it doesn't get to be like a Republican anthem. No, I don't want it to be any fucking political anthem. The whole point of the song is that our politicians suck ass. All of them. By definition, Richmond, north of Richmond, which if you're not picking up on that, it took me a couple weeks, but that's Washington, D.C., that's where they all are. Not just the liberals, not just the conservatives. They're all up there north of Richmond via the map. Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah. Rich what? Oh, well, you haven't seen Coach Carter, have you?
No.
Oh, see, you would have gotten that reference.
Damn. Yeah, people are going to be on my ass. Every time this gets brought up, they're like, how have you not seen Coach Carter? Thanks, Kade.
Yeah, sorry.
In even more hilarious music/political news, Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Have you seen this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he has received a cease and desist letter from rapper Eminem after Ramaswamy performed his hit song "Lose Yourself" on the campaign trail. So, first I saw this video of Ramaswamy going viral like a week ago, I think it was, where at the end of his rally, they just start playing "Lose Yourself," and then you suddenly realize if you're watching this, like, oh no, he's gonna sing it, and then he just does the song. Like, he performs "Lose Yourself" on stage for the group of people that has come to support him in his presidential campaign. And it is some seriously cringeworthy shit. And I was like, bro, what is occurring right now? And granted, when I saw that video, I didn't know anything about this dude. So I was just kind of like, wow, our politicians are a bunch of clowns. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Why would anybody think this was a good idea? How did nobody on his team say, like,
the campaign manager was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do this.
You can't do M, bro. You can't do the song from 8 Mile, bro. This is not gonna go over well. I don't understand how this happens, but it says the letter, the one from Eminem, which was first reported by the Daily Mail, was sent more than a week after Ramaswamy, concluded an appearance alongside Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds at the Iowa State Fair with an impromptu karaoke performance of the popular Eminem song, rapping along with the song's first verse and chorus. So, if you're to believe what this says, it wasn't even planned. He was just like, he got to the end of his speech and was like, fuck it, it's my time. I'm gonna do "Lose Yourself." And then his campaign manager backstage probably went into like a seizure of some kind. Insane idea. And this dude, so like after I saw the video and then I obviously saw this story about Eminem having to, that's the other funny part of this. Eminem had to see this on social media, pick up a phone, call his lawyer and be like, for the love of God, make this asshole Ramaswamy stop singing my fucking song at the Iowa State Fair.
I feel like this happens a lot too. When politicians want to like play famous songs at their rallies or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to be associated with like their views or just like politics.
Well, it's like weaponizing the art, right? Like, I mean, that's same issue we're talking about with old boy Oliver Anthony, albeit a completely different genre. It's the same thing. Just some asshole taking somebody else's song and using it for their purposes. Mm-hmm. Which in the case of Vivek, it turns out it makes sense that Eminem was upset. Because I looked into this guy a little bit. About 15, 20 minutes worth of Googling, all right? And Vivek is a perfect example of the type of scumbag we allow to insert himself into our political discourse in this country. Like, his money apparently comes from basically a shady pump and dump pharmaceutical company, which was like, they bought an Alzheimer's medication that had failed multiple clinical trials, all right? So they go to this other drug company and they say, we want to buy your Alzheimer's drug that doesn't work. Then he rebrands that drug, gives it a completely different name. He sticks his mom, who is a doctor, on one of these clinical trials that failed. They rework the failed clinical trial and they make it sound like it actually was a successful clinical trial. He goes and does a bunch of talk shows and gets on Fox News and says like, our company is the future of American pharmaceuticals. They go public. They do their IPO. The stock fucking skyrockets through the moon. He and his family and all his buddies that he's, told to get in on this sell their stock. So they make up millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then the next clinical trial comes out that says the Alzheimer's drug is absolutely worthless and the stock plummets down to zero, but him and his people have already gotten rich off of it. So that is basically how he got money.
And then his next step was become a politician.
He was like, and now I'll take this shit to the stage because I want to do 8 Mile songs.
Yeah. Let me run for president and sing 8 Mile songs. Yeah.
I mean, it really does sort of seem like that was maybe the whole point for him. Like he just really, really wanted an audience to do Lose Yourself in front of. Which that I kind of respect.
I mean, he could just go to any karaoke bar and
that's true.
Do the same thing.
He didn't have to fuck a bunch of people out of their money. Because that's the sad part is like a bunch of other people would have watched these interviews where he's saying he's got the Alzheimer's drug of the future and then been like, oh, I'm going to invest in Vivek's company. And then they got boned. So he's just some asshole, like most of these politicians at this point, who fucks people over and then gets up on stage to do Eminem. So the video is hysterical, though. If you haven't watched it, I recommend Googling Vivek Ramaswamy Eminem and then watch him perform Lose Yourself. He's not half bad.
See, I can't. I know it's going to be so cringy. I just can't. I already have it like a picture in my head, and I'm good just off that.
Yeah, that one of the DEA recommendations, like number 6, could have been watch Vivek Ramaswamy sing "Lose Yourself."
That'll give you that natural high as well.
It gave it to me.
Yeah,
I was naturally high after taking that video in. Today's episode is also brought to you by Indochino. Looking sharp all wedding season long shouldn't be expensive. With a custom-fitted suit from Indochino, you'll create priceless memories without costing a fortune. Customize every detail on your suit, shirt, dinner jacket, and more in a range of colors from a traditional black or gray to burgundy or olive to a classic Hemsworth navy. I'll be wearing Indochino to Jared's wedding, which is coming up next month. And I can tell you personally, the Indochino experience is incredible, whether you go to one of their showrooms in person and get measured up, or you can just do it from home. I've done both now. I've been to the Indochino in Austin. That's where I went when I got my first Indochino suit. But for my most recent order, I measured myself at home, checked out all their stuff online. End result, still the best custom clothing experience I've ever had. The suit that I've worn multiple times and gotten asked about the most is my green one. It's the Stockport wool linen olive suit. And then I also got a Halesworth basket weave shirt, which has my monogram on the cuff. A lot of you have asked me about it, so that's the green suit you'll see on my Instagram from Indochino. Every Indochino suit is made to your exact measurements, and you can customize every detail. Create a suit that fits you and your style perfectly with options for fabrics, lapel shape, custom monograms, statement linings, and more. They're always adding new pieces and options so you can stay on trend and in style. RSVP knowing you've got the perfect look all wedding season long from Indochino. Go to Indochino.com. Use code RBP to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. They've also got tuxedos. I think you can turn a ton of their suit options into a tuxedo if you're doing like a black tie wedding or whatever. And again, that's INDOCHINO, Indochino.com. Promo code RBP when you check out to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. Kade, I have to assume you're familiar with the NPC TikTok trend that is currently sweeping the world.
I am a little bit, yes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Give me the extent of your knowledge. Hit me.
Well, I've been...
You're our Zoomer correspondent.
I am, yeah. So I've been playing Skyrim again, going through another playthrough, and I've been seeing... Yeah. And I've been seeing like the Skyrim NPC version of this, where they just make fun of all like the glitches and bugs that you like run into with NPCs, yeah.
So if you're not a gamer... An NPC is a non-playable character. It's a term used to refer to people in video games who serve as background figures with pre-scripted lines and without any motives or internal monologues of their own. So like when you're playing Grand Theft Auto, as an example, I feel like most people are aware of Grand Theft Auto and how it works. You're walking by people on the street and they move a very specific way. They talk a very specific way. They only have a few lines that you can get out of them. So if you pass some lady and like bump into her, she'll be like, hey, watch it. And then if you like turn around and punch her, she's like, hey, stop. And then if you like walk away and then bump into her again, she's like, hey, watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only so much these people can do, these NPCs. So somehow, and this is part of it that I don't understand, somebody had the idea, like, what if I got on TikTok Live, which is just like Instagram Live where Kodak Black hangs out, except it's TikTok, and I pretended I was an NPC, where I only had a few things, and I think, you know what, I'll take it a step further. The first time I saw an iteration of this NPC trend used in content, it was this dude who had, like, someone film him go around like he was a character from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Phenomenally entertaining, hilarious. And I feel like somebody saw that and then went, okay, I'm going to do a version of that where, like, I go on live on TikTok and I'll just let people... So, okay, fuck, I have to explain another step of it. Okay, on TikTok, you have the ability to purchase a whole bunch of these, like, tokens, basically. Like it's like Jeremy Renner's app. Yeah. You could go buy Ren stars or whatever they were, and then you could use those Ren stars to upvote your comments so that Jeremy Renner might see them one day, right? On TikTok, it's you buy these tokens, and then you can turn them into like a lollipop that you give your favorite streamer, and then the streamer can take that lollipop and give it back to TikTok, and they get money. But I'm assuming the conversion rate there gives TikTok money too. You understand what I'm saying? So like it gives people a way to indirectly pay people to do things on TikTok. Because if it was direct, it would get too weird. People would be like, I'll give you $100 to go take a shit on your neighbor's front doorstep. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like they inserted some level of safety here. They're like, so instead of getting money directly, you get these weird little symbols or like whatever that you can give people on TikTok Live, and then they in exchange can make money. So it gives incentive to entertain people. And for TikTok, it's all about time on screen. They want people glued to that shit, right? They want people spending money. They want people spending time, and that's how TikTok makes at this point, I have to assume billions of dollars that they make. So the NPC TikTok trend is like people sitting there pretending to be a non-playable character, receiving tokens, and then each different token with each different symbol gets them to say or do something different. So in the case of the most famous one of these, it's a woman named Pinky Doll, who is now making upwards of $10,000 a day, sitting there on TikTok, staring at the screen going, gang, 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 ice cream so good, ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Like, and what she's saying is based on what people are paying her to say. And she does this shit for hours. And thousands of people sit there and watch her do this and pay her. So when I first saw this bubbling up a couple weeks ago, I was like, I got to see what this is about. Because anything that's like the bottom of the barrel of the internet, I have to be familiar with on some level. And this is a new low. Without argument. New low for the internet all the way around. This is a new low for humanity. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's absurd. So I go to Pinky Doll. And immediately I'm like, oh, well, she's kind of hot. And she sort of got her cans out.
That's usually what does it, yeah.
So she's got the cleavage going. She's kind of hot. And I was like, so these nerds are sitting here all day and they're throwing money at her. So she'll like slurp and make weird noises. And there's something like mesmerizing about it too. She does, when she's like, ice cream so good. And you're just like, oh, okay. Why did I like that a little bit? And it gets weird. She says gang, gang over and over. Yes, yes, yes. And then every once in a while, like her son will like walk by in the background. He's like 4 years old. And then I get sad because I'm like, oh, this kid, his mom's just in the living room, but she is making
she is providing for him.
Yeah, like every hour at this point is like another semester of college for him. So
yeah.
I guess it worked out. But then every once in a while he'll do something that upsets her. So she'll be in the middle of it. She'll be like, ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Get the fuck off the fridge. Get off the fridge. She'll just start like yelling at her kid. Live on stream, breaks character completely. And then every time she breaks character, she goes viral for breaking character. People record it and they put it on Instagram. And then she's on my fucking Instagram, which isn't even TikTok. And I've never given her a dime or TikTok a dime, but somehow I know who she is and I see her every fucking day now. And me talking about it for all of you will now cause the Instagram algorithm to put Pinky Doll in your fucking feed. So you'll have to see it too. It's just like the Sauron shirt. It spreads like a virus. But this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So she starts getting thousands of viewers, right? Because people are like, what the hell is this? This chick is acting like a non-playable character from a video game. What a bizarre thing to do. And like I said, kind of mesmerizing. Like I said, she's kind of hot. Like I said, kind of got her cans out. So then there's all these fucking copycats. And now there are literally thousands of people doing this at any given moment on TikTok that you can go watch.
So if I just scroll through my TikTok live,
you're going to get a lot of these.
Yeah.
Some of them are hysterical. I tweeted one of them. Did you see that video of the dude going into like full glizzy mode or whatever the fuck?
No. And also I don't like see your tweets all that often. Even when I'm on like
what the hell?
My following. It just doesn't show you to me anymore.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not verified. It's because I refuse to pay for the check mark.
But
this is going to end with me paying for the check mark at some point. I'm just saying it. We're all thinking it. One day I'm going to get sucked in and Elon's going to get my fucking $11 a month or whatever it is. But if you hear about this or see anything related to the NPC TikTok trend, what I have just explained to you is what is occurring. And it's as simple as that. It's like the DEA would love this shit because you just sit there and watch her or him or one of the other people. There's some really bad iterations too where you're just like, oh, this is just sad. It's not even funny. This is just making me sad in my brain. And then there's some that are just absolutely flat out, unbelievably hilarious to me. The one I'm thinking of, I'm trying to pull up on my X account right now. God, I don't like saying that. It's this dude going into what he calls full glizzy slurper mode or something. Okay, I'm just going to play the sound.
Think of the, pardon me, I heard you too. Think of the glizzies. 100 glizzies entering glizzy overdrive. Increasing grip by 7%. We are locked in. Thank you for over 160 glizzies entering glizzy overdrive.
So this is just some dude named Jason.
Wait, can I see what he looks like?
Yeah, this is just some dude named Jason who's live on TikTok doing the NPC character thing. In his, people are tipping him hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
He calls them glizzies. But then it's very much a blowjob joke, what he's got going on here. He enters whatever he said. What does he call it?
Glizzy overdrive?
Glizzy overdrive mode. He tightens the grip on the glizzy by 7%, I think. and then he spits on it before he starts. So that's a blowjob. That's a blowjob joke. That is hysterical. It also makes me lose faith in humanity a little. But the noise he makes, man, it just anyway. So if you were wondering, like, when is the next low coming for humanity, it's here already, and it's NPC TikTokers. That's where we're at, Kade.
I'm just so flabbergasted by the fact that she makes $10,000 a day.
Yeah,
and it's just we're just doing something wrong.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Should we be doing NPC shit on TikTok instead of even doing the show? Like, what the fuck? $10,000 a day? There's 7 days in a week. That's $70,000 a week. There's 4 weeks in a month. I can't do that math, but it gets up into a lot of money. 28,000 a month. 12 months in a year. And then she has an OnlyFans because, of course.
Oh yeah.
Which
gotta have a side hustle.
Which leaked, and she flipped out. She couldn't understand why things from her OnlyFans were showing up when you Google searched her name. This has always been one of the things about OnlyFans I was curious about. What is it about that website that makes these people think their shit can't be taken off that website and put elsewhere?
Yeah, all it takes is one screenshot, and then
This is fucking easy. Everybody has the ability to do screenshots on their phone, on their computer. It happens constantly. You think these horny motherfuckers aren't sharing your shit? Of course they are. Of course they are. It's what horny motherfuckers do. They send the horny shit to their horny friends. Gang gang. Yes. The internet, it's breaking all of us slowly but surely. And this is the next step. It was always the next step. Glizzy overdrive. Oh, God. All right, we got to get out of here. But first, happy birthday to Keith Halberstadt. And thank you for listening. Remember, if you want a birthday shout out for yourself or someone else, all you have to do is ask. That will do it for today's show. But please support our sponsors by hitting the links in the description of this episode and using our dedicated codes. That's how we pay the bills here at Bolen Media. You can find links to all of today's sponsors in the description below. To check out our other shows, go to bolenmedia.com. We've got Jared J-Bone, Borislow's Formula Bone, which is giving you a recap and a preview for every single F1 race all season long. If you remember J-Bone, which you likely do if you're here, he's killing it over on Formula Bone. Make sure you show him love. Go to youtube.com/@FormulaBone, where he's got over 100,000 subscribers, or at Formula Bone on TikTok, where he is not doing the NPC trend to my knowledge, but he should do a variation of it. Jared would be perfect for that, and he has over 250,000 followers on TikTok. We've also got Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, where we are kind of in the off-season right now. It's where we cover TV shows and movies, but there's kind of been a shortage as of late, so we did like one of our most recent shows. We covered Barbie. We did Oppenheimer on OCC's Patreon. But we're talking about random shit because the strike and the summer, and there's just not really anything all that exciting right now.
I have no idea what to watch.
Are you doing the new Star Wars?
Yeah.
Ahsoka,
yeah.
Yeah?
So I think they dropped their third episode today or yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but it's all right. I mean, it's just these Star Wars projects are just kind of whatever.
They're all mid.
I'm still going to watch, but it's just not.
Andor was sick.
Yeah, Andor kind of set the bar really high.
Yeah, it did.
So, but I mean, yeah, I'll still watch. I love lightsabers and all that shit. So.
Yeah. I mean, I would keep up with the Star Wars stuff more if I didn't feel like it was the same as Marvel, where you need to have seen all of them to get the full experience. Like, I haven't seen all of Mandalorian, and Ahsoka is apparently sort of a spinoff of that and sort of a spinoff of one of the animated ones.
Yeah, it is, but like, I haven't watched any of the animated stuff, and I don't think you need to watch Mandalorian to
enjoy it or to understand it.
Yeah, at least, yeah. I mean, it's only 3 episodes in, so I can't say for sure, but yeah.
Fair enough. If you're a Houston sports fan, Banging the Can is my Houston sports podcast, where as we get down the stretch here with the Astros season, things are going to get insanely intense and very entertaining. So subscribe to Banging the Can or watch on youtube.com/@BangingTheCan. Go to bolenmedia.com/shop to grab yourself RBP merch, as well as our other shows. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WRBolen. Mr. Orris, where can the people follow you?
You can follow me at Kade Orris on all the socials. That's KADEORRIS.
This episode of the Ross Bolen Podcast is presented by Bolen Media, and video of today's show was produced by Kade Orris. Go to youtube.com/@the-Ross-Bolen-Podcast for full video of our show plus funny clips. We will be back later this week with another ad-free premium edition of RBP available exclusively on patreon.com/Ross-Bolen-Podcast like we do every week. Until next time, peace be with you and also with you. Gang, gang.